Hey guys, welcome to a new video. Just like the last one, in the warrior one we'll be looking at my warlock this time. We're going to be looking at the stats that you need to prioritise the gems and enchantments that you'll want to be getting, your talents, be picking, and my sort of rotation that I use. So for the first things first, the stats, you want to be prioritised intellect, obviously you'll get that by any gear. Then it goes haste mastery. Haste is obviously for casting your spells faster, and mastery is for dealing more damage with those spells, and for your pets to deal more damage as well. So yeah, it increases your damage of agony and corruption, and this unstable affliction as well. Then it goes multi-strike, which is deal extra damage as well. For gems and enchantments, you will be wanting all haste, and for the weapon enchantment, we'll be wanting Mark of the Warsong, because that is an enchantment that increases your haste by 1,000 and decreases each second. For your talents, you will want, for PvE anyway, this is the ones that I've picked, is Dark Regeneration, because I prefer an on-use heal. Shadow Fury for an AoE stun. Soul Link, so the damage is split between you, and you also heal you and your demon at the same time. Burning Rush for PvE to get out of the way. Grimoire of Supremacy, so I can also get the use of Terrorguard and Abyssals. Archwood's Darkness, I have 2 charges of Dark Soul, which is extremely helpful. And Soulburn Haunt, so it increases my damage by 20% over 30 seconds every time I use Haunt, so that's a really good talent. For PvP, however, you could either go with Soul Leech or Dark Regen. I'd still go with Dark Regen, and reasons why is with the level 45 one I picked Dark Bargain, but I'll say that in a second. For level 30 you could pick any one really. 45 you could pick Soul Link still, but like I was saying, I'd go with Dark Bargain. The reason why is because it prevents all damage for 8 seconds, but when the effect ends you take 50% of the damage prevented during those 8 seconds. So you're going to take damage back. You could just burst through a Warlock's Dark Bargain. I used to do it in Arena all the time. But what I would do is I'd have Dark Regen and Dark Bargain, so once the Dark Bargain was over, I would then use the Dark Regeneration to negate the loss of that health, hopefully. That's my sort of theory crafting on it anyway. Level 60 I'd go with Blood Horror, for any crafty melee that try to come up and lick you. Also always good to get an extra sort of like CC on them. You could still go with Grimoire of Supremacy or Sacrifice for the extra damage buff. For level 90 talents you could still have Archimon's Darkness or Kil'jaeden's Cunning. This is where it gets a bit strange because PvE, typically you're standing still a lot, PvP you're moving around a hell of a lot more. So Kil'jaeden's Cunning might come into effect there, but unfortunately it's only for 8 seconds, it's not a lot. But I guess if you're just trying to burst one person down, it could be very good, so it just depends on the situation and what you're more comfortable with. And I'd still go with the level 100 talent, Soulburn Haunt. Unless you've picked Sacrifice, then I'd probably go Cataclysm. Oh no, I'd still go Soulburn Haunt, sorry. I'd still go Soulburn Haunt. I don't know why I thought that way. Glyph wise, I've got the Glyph of Hellstone, 100% more healing over 10 seconds. Unstable Affliction reduces its cast time by 25%, and Siphon Life. Now, for PvP, I would switch out Siphon Life for Demon Training. That's the only switch I would make. And the rest is all cosmetics really, apart from Nightmares, which is always good to be able to walk across water on your fell steed. It's always good, especially for battlegrounds and whatnot. For my rotation, I actually start off with Haunt. So I pop my one shot, which is this. It is Unique Intellect Potion, Dark Soul Misery, which has 2 charges, and a Summon Terrorguard. So typically a lot of people use Bloodlust at the start of the fight. So I'll pop that one shot, and then I'll cast Haunt, and I'll go to Unstable Affliction, and then I'll go to Corruption. I have this macro also, which my pet's always on passive, so once I use Corruption it's sent into attack. It gives it the all clear to go. But unfortunately sometimes with this macro, Corruption will not be applied, so you've got to make sure that it does apply. So it'll be that one shot on Unstable Affliction, Corruption, then Agony, then Drain Soul on them, and then trying to keep up the haunts as much as possible, as well as Unstable Affliction, Corruption, and Agony. And if your trinkets proc again or whatnot, you then got the second charge of Dark Soul. Just really helpful for PvP and PvE, I guess. But the only downside to Affliction is AoE. It's pretty much non-existent. You could Soul Burn Seed of Corruption, so when it explodes, it puts Corruption on all the targets. It can be helpful, but doing that makes you lose two Soul Shards, which is pretty shitty, not gonna lie. The only two options you got is either spam apply Seed of Corruption or manually go through each target applying however many dots that you want, 1, 2, 3 or just 1. It can be quite crappy. That's where Destruction comes in. I don't like Destruction that much at the moment. It's really good for AoE and brilliant for ad fights, but for single target it's not that great. So we'll go have a look at my rotation at the moment, which is the one shot, Haunt, Unstable Affliction, Corruption, and Agony, and then Drain Soul. And then just being efficient with your Haunts, your Unstable Afflictions, and your Soul Shards, and your mana pretty much after that. So we'll just go that there. Haunt, Unstable Affliction, send the pet in. It's all dots applied. All the trinkets are procced. Haunt's about to go. Apply them all again. We'll get Scad up so you can see the damage. You see, I've already used 2 Soul Shards, so I'm not going to use a Haunt again. It's just really good for keeping damage on there. It's still got that 30% or 22% damage increase with a Haunt being used recently, but you always want to try and keep your Haunt up as much as possible. There it goes. But yeah, after that you could have waited for the next proc or the next Soul Shard, for example, just like a proc there, and then use the second charge of Dark Soul, and you've got really good burst. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. We'll be looking at my Feral Druid next. So stick around and keep your eyes peeled for that video coming out. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.